welcome to the April 1st, 2015, 7:25 p.m. edition of Blue Gold News Now. I'm Whis K. Daniels, alongside...
I'm Phil Urup.
I am Lake Dubé.
And Tyrone Donk.
We have plenty of news to report tonight, so let's get started. Megan Willems, age 20 of West Allis, Wisconsin, and former student of UW-Eau, was finally discovered after she went missing approximately 40 minutes ago. It would appear that she has joined a touring circus that was visiting the nearby town of Altoona, Wisconsin. One of our reporters was able to catch up with the runaway student about 5 minutes ago. When asked why she decided to leave her promising future here at UW-Eau, she simply responded, "I like elephants." So were elephants the only contributing factor to the mysterious departure of Willems? Sources tell us that there was something more going on. A close friend of Willems states that she had an intense craving for peanuts and cotton candy, which could have caused her sudden parting. Will Megan's return? I don't care.
Wow, moving stuff. That's very...
It's quite intense.
Yes.
Very
You know what
moving.
they say, an elephant never forgets.
Very true.
And just like that story, it will never be forgotten.
You know, and
Never.
Tyrone, I really feel for her fellow students that may have been affected by her departure so
Yes.
suddenly. Her friends, which were interviewed in this story, I believe, at some point during it. But yeah, a sudden parting, that's never swell.
We're thinking of you, Megan.
Yes.
Thoughts
Wow.
or prayers are with you and your family.
Excellent. Moving on. In Monday's meeting, Student Senate unanimously supported two resolutions, one lending its voice to a statewide push to approve the continuation of the federal Perkins Loan Program, and the other to support increased options for student voters. The Perkins Loan provided $26.4 million to the UW system to over 15,000 students with an exceptionally high need in the 2012-2013 school year. According to the resolution, UW-Eau awarded over $2 million total to over 1,000 students who qualified in the 2012-2013 school year alone. Sam Fish, student body president, said the support of the UW-Eau will add to the push of 26 UW schools that will go to the federal government, emphasizing the need for the program's continuation. I would say it's invaluable, Fish said, but we can't put a dollar amount on it, and it's extraordinary. Losing the loan money would also take away over $90,000 from Eau Claire in money, which goes to offset administrative costs and other school expenses. The program has not been approved and has a deadline of September 30th, 2015. If it is not reauthorized, it will be shut down October 1st of next year.
To whoever is playing footsie with me under the table, please stop. My athlete's foot is excruciating. Thank you.
I am sorry.
I get excited.
I apologize.
Well,
Professionalism.
moving on here. The Eau Claire area is the place to be during the summer, with its many events, outdoor recreation, and more opportunities for fun. It's about that time that the fun comes to campus. This summer, UW-Eau Claire announced today that it will offer the Blue Gold Bonanza. What's all going on down at the Bonanza, you ask? Basically, UW-Eau Claire will transform its most notable landmarks into a theme park of fun for all. You may have tubed down the river, but have you in your tube ever entered the river by a speed of a rapid speed water slide? Take a spin on the Chippewa Crusader water slide. Adrenaline junkies, this one is for you. Take the zip line from Hilltop past the famous footbridge to Water Street on Blues Bypass. You've asked for it, and we've answered. Fill your need for speed during the first Cushman Sprint Cup on the campus mall. It's certain to become an annual event. And finally, let's not forget about the most recognizable landmark at UW-Eau Claire. Hashtag the hill. Grab your swim gear and get ready to travel down the hill like you've never have before on Chancellor Schmidt's Slip and Slide.
You know, Lake, I find this a very interesting story. I just think Blues Bypass, what a fun name.
Really?
Doesn't that just sound like a good time?
It sounds like a hoot.
I can't wait to slide down Chancellor Schmidt, you know.
I would love to slide down Chancellor.
Sounds
Cushman-
just like a riot.
The Cushman Sprint Cup, that sounds like a safe but fun, event for everybody.
I do have one concern with the Cushman races. I don't know if you all recall, but a recent story we aired very recently in 1975 accentuated the issue we did have a history on this campus, I don't know if you remember, of the killer Cushman. Cushman's killing students mysteriously, vanishing when these mysterious Cushman vehicles would come near them. So that is one concern I feel presented by the Sprint Cup. What if the killer Cushman returns? I mean, that's a very horrific story in our past.
We never forget, though.
Never.
Never forget.
I did hear about that. Deaths at no more than 20 miles per hour.
That's correct.
See,
Quite a situation.
I think our biggest problem would be in this just having too much fun. People might simply
Yes.
overexert themselves from laughing and smiling. So.
Forgetting that this is a higher institution of higher academic and higher learning.
True.
So we
Very
must not forget that.
Right. Excellent.
Certainly. Well, announced today on Sidewalks Across Campus, Bon Iver will be performing in Zorn Arena on April 3rd at 8 p.m. Tickets are said to be available hidden in a select number of chocolate bars across the Eau Claire area. Speculation over the reason for the abrupt announcement of the concert ranged from Justine Vernon's expected ascension to heaven later this week to the inevitable collapse of the universe later this month. The band's publicist has assured BNN, though, that the concert is happening because, quote, dude, we just want to jam. With that, we'll check in with Batman for the weather forecast. Batman?
Thanks, Tyrone. This week's forecast is filled with cold justice and hot vengeance. Daytime's temperature will be higher than usual, but who cares about that? The Batman's only concerned with the night. Tonight, you can expect reduced crime thanks to yours truly. And temperatures in the mid-40s. Looking ahead in the forecast for criminals, it will be gloomy and dark in your jail cells with nothing but regrets to keep you company. Also, it will be cold outside, except for in my bat cave, where it will be warm and comfortable. If any available ladies would be interested to come down for some that's romance with Batman. Just shine your bat signals up to the overcast cloudy skies, and I will find you. Also, keep a lookout for the full moon coming up soon. I'll be getting my bat tan on then. Because I'm Batman!
Thank you, Batman.
Yeah, excellent.
Thank you, Batman.
I am
Our new weather anchor, Batman.
Yeah.
I think he's a keeper, too.
Yeah, this is
I must say, he did sound a lot like the late Macho Man Randy Savage, but I do.
He did.
He has a great screen presence.
A heavy smoker voice, probably.
yeah,
for
I hear he does
decades.
Macho Man impressions on the weekends only.
I
In
would
his
like
spare
to see
time.
that.
Yeah, but he does add a lot of professionalism and
And poise.
yes,
Very, very well poised.
a
I think
very, a very good.
he's some of the most expertised weathermen we've had around here in a long time. So,
Yeah,
Like a fine steak, he's seasoned,
indeed,
well seasoned.
indeed.
and well done.
Yes. With that,
but also rare.
continuing with the news. Despite the budget cuts, plans to put a free tanning salon on campus are moving forward. There have been many women complaining as of late that they have no time to go tanning off campus because they are too busy, procrastinating on homework to leave campus or go outside to get that summer glow. So, to satisfy all 10 of the official complaints filed, a formal announcement was made to put a free tanning salon on campus. The university really understands what actually matters to college students. It's much better to look good than to get a quality education. It makes a lot of sense to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Really?
I couldn't
Can't
agree
believe we
more.
haven't done it sooner.
I've heard it's good for your skin. I've heard it increases the vitamin D and Z levels.
Yeah.
It also gives us this new thing called cancer. I don't know, but I've heard everyone wants to get it.
It's
actually
happening.
pronounced Sancer.
Yes, it's a soft C. Yes,
Soft
of
C,
course,
yes.
of course, of course.
Not
yes.
to get confused with the lifelong disease.
Yes.
I mean, it is a very new trend, and I know the kids are just itching to get it.
Yeah.
In
Oh, yeah.
more ways than one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. CS guys really, like it when a girl's like just orange. Just
Yeah.
completely like
Yeah.
the marker color.
It's trendy.
That's-
It is trendy.
It's
You know, the
It's
Oompa
like
Loompa look
skin
is
dying.
coming
I
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of these Jersey Shores or something? I've heard they're like pure orange.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the old Jersey or New Jersey? Because I have heard that there have been sightings of orange people in old Jersey, but New Jersey is devoid of people completely.
Yeah.
Oh, they had that
yes, of course.
governor, Christopher Christie, who really did not like the orange people when he got rid of them.
Yes, honestly, no sane human being would live in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think we might hear more about that later.
Yeah,
honestly.
in the newscast.
That's a prison sentence. All right, moving on. Due to the $300 million in proposed budget cuts, the UW-EC administration is changing its slogan to reflect the new financial realities. The slogan is no longer the power of and, instead it is the power of if. As in, if this class is offered next semester, I might be able to graduate in less than 6 years. Or if my professor isn't canned, I can work on my research with them. The university is expected to spend approximately $50 million on the rollout of the new campaign. More money well spent.
Exactly.
Very well
yes.
spent. And I heard that was more money than they spent, even though they did spend a lot of money on the power of and. I heard the power of if. They're really going gung-ho on this
Just
one.
an integral
Yeah.
part of our daily life here at Eau Claire.
Power of if.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought it should have been the power of or, because you can't be two things at once. You have to be one or the other.
Right.
I can't be hardworking and dedicated. I have to be hardworking or dedicated.
But you
Exactly.
are. You are. You are.
But that's why I like the new approach of the power of if. Because no longer we're trying to be something. We only have the opportunity to be something if we are yet another thing.
Really takes a lot of pressure off the students, I think.
So it makes us sound better than we actually are because you automatically are two things by being one thing. If I am able to walk, then I'm able to walk. Yes.
Well said.
Circular logic at its best.
Yeah.
That's going over my head. Smart one. Smart one.
Now, for some more serious news. But it's hard to even call it that. This past Monday, Comedy Central held another roast, this time slamming down teen sensation Justin Bieber. The program brought many laughs and an audience of 4.4 million people in its original broadcast, which is gigantically ginormous for a cable network. Certified stud and BNN anchor and veteran Luke Young has more.
We're going to send it to a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more late-breaking stories. Be
Welcome.
Smart Buddy Up. This is a campaign to prevent students from walking home alone. It's important for students to understand the importance of sticking together and the dangers of not doing that. Helping each other and looking out for each other will help students create a safer campus community when you start going out. More with the beautiful warm weather. Remember to buddy up with friends on the walk back home.
Wow. Good advice.
Safety's
Sound
important.
advice, yes. All right. Late breaking news from Volume 1 magazine. At Tuesday night's legislative meeting at the Eau Claire City Council, voted 7-3 in favor of the $1.7 million Chippewa Tube Lane project, approving the final $500,000 in funds needed to begin construction. Another $500,000 will come from UW-Eau Claire. An additional $700,000 will come from a matching grant provided by the Federal Waterways and Buoys Commission. Mere minutes after Tuesday's vote, the protest group Voters with Facts released a statement sharply criticizing the Chippewa Tube Lane, calling it a gross misuse of taxpayer money and questioning the legality of city funding for a tubing Superfund zone. They say voters and their rights should come first, not these trendy inflatables. The group hopes to get a binding referendum onto April 7th ballot, barring the city from funding anything remotely fun, exciting, or worth celebrating. On or near Eau Claire's waterways in excess of $499,999 without a second, even more confusing referendum, allowing taxpayers to decide on project funding. If passed, such a measure would delay construction of the project until a public vote could be held in November.
On to some presidential news here. A new addition, President Barack Obama announced April 1st a new addition to his Obamacare plan. The addendum designates Florida as a senior state in which all the elderly will be forced to move to the state of Florida. This will supposedly cut down on health care costs by $47 trillion. The plan also designates funds for America's college students to flock to Florida to help euthanize the populations. Funds are appropriated to supply copious amounts of alcohol and moral diminishing drugs to ensure the young people are fully prepared to euthanize the population. Obama hopes that this will make the populations healthier and in less need of doctoral care.
Well said.
Yeah.
Fascinating
Well said.
proposal by our president.
Yes, President Obama, I'm glad I voted for him.
That's
Well, you
true.
know what they say, old birds flock to Florida.
That's right. I mean, it's a lovely state, and I think it's great, the whole addition of the youth to come help euthanize. I just
Right.
think it'd be great
You know,
if the elderly could be euthanized.
I could use some euthanasia myself.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Quite. Well, recently, the Dean of Students has created a new policy that includes a new type of students. BNN reporter Alfredo Chimendez has the details.
One word always seems to come to mind. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs have made big bounds in society, in television
You do
and
that
film.
one more time, and I'm going to throw you across the room.
But many universities have closed their doors to admitting dinosaurs in their institutions. Recently, the Dean of Students at UW-EC has passed a new admission standard for allowing dinosaurs to attend UW-EC. This marks the first time reptiles have been allowed into UW-EC since the Iguana Inclusion Act of 1973. Of course, not everyone was happy to hear the news.
I don't think this new policy is that great of an idea. I mean, we're not doing so great financially at UW-EC, and I think people are going to have a really hard time adjusting to the new changes, especially in terms of food. I mean, adjusting to the baby mice with the iguanas, that was hard enough. But now we're going to have to worry about Brontosaurus, pterodactyl, woolly mammoth. I just don't think we're ready, and I don't think it's a good idea.
A prospective student had this to say in response. But others were more optimistic.
Well, as an esteemed professor at this university, I feel like we have a lot to learn from these new prospective students. You see, I'm part reptile myself, and I have benefited from people helping and accommodating to what I need. Students are going to learn a lot more about different cultures, be able to try new foods, such as pterodactyl steak. A large concern people have is about the new students eating other students. And I say, you can't hold people down. You can't give someone rights and then take away their other rights. You have to appreciate their culture and let them do. And yes, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it in the end for the experience. So if you don't think that dinosaurs are welcome at UW-EC, I think you need to check your privilege.
Needless to say, dinosaurs will be stomping their way into UW-EC in the 2015 fall semester. This is Alfredo Chimendez for Blue Gold News Now.
Excellent
Yeah.
report by Alfredo Tremendez.
Yeah.
I wish he could be here to talk some more about it.
Yes, an excellent commentary by Dr. Robert Tortilla.
Of course, he is a retired professor, but he is well known for teaching the honor seminar, Believing in Yourself 101.
Oh, excellent course. Excellent course.
Inspiring.
Well, with that, we are going to go to a quick commercial break. After the break, more news.
Stay tuned.
1 out of every 5.3 college students suffers from maximum borealis, more commonly known as extreme boredom.
I literally have no games to play.
I've been staring at this wall for 3 hours.
Even I suffer from extreme boredom. But then I went to my doctor, and he told me about the TV10 all-nighter.
I recommend you watch the TV10 all-nighter. If you don't, you will die.
The TV10 all-nighter is a marathon of wonderful movies and an opportunity to get some great prizes.
The TV10 all-nighter will result in watching great movies such as Dracula Untold, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, The Imitation Game, The Breakfast Club, and more. Side effects may include winning great prizes. If you are still bored after watching the TV10 all-nighter, you are a liar.
Watch the TV10 all-nighter. You won't regret it.
The U.S. Department of Forestry has announced a new plan for informing the public about fire safety. From ONN, here are the details.
All right, thank you and welcome back. Yesterday, UW-Eau alumni Jenna Rowe placed second in the National Chutes and Ladders Cup. It was a close game, but unfortunately, she lost to four-year winner Dr. Hugh Jass. She was heartbroken, but is hopeful for next year. Let's hope there'll be more ladders than chutes next year, Jenna. And that's why this is our...
Favorite story of the week!
Just a wonderful match there.
Oh,
Chutes and Ladders Cup.
Yeah, that's great. Get him next year, Jenna. We'll be cheering for you.
Rooting for you.
Rooting for you all day long. All right.
That's about all the news that has happened in the world in the last week, I believe.
Especially in the last day. I'd really like to wish everyone a happy April Fool's Day. I thought it was a good day. I had a great April Fool's Day.
Yeah, it was foolish.
A little bit of tomfoolery going around. Very enjoyable. So, anyway, for all of us here at BNN, remember our campus motto. Excellence. Not on our campus, not in our community. Good night.